India is stepping up its maritime security presence in the Gulf of Oman, deploying additional naval warships to ensure the safe passage of its fuel carriers through the strategically crucial Strait of Hormuz. The move comes amid escalating military tensions in West Asia, where the narrow waterway, handling a significant share of global oil trade, has seen repeated attacks and severe disruption to shipping. Sources say New Delhi expects Iran to allow Indian-flagged vessels safe transit following recent diplomatic engagements and limited clearances granted to some ships. With multiple Indian vessels and thousands of seafarers still operating in high-risk waters, the deployment signals India's heightened focus on energy security and protection of critical maritime routes. India's naval deployment in the region is being significantly ramped up, with the total number of warships in waters east of the Strait of Hormuz expected to rise to 6 to 7, according to sources. The move comes as part of a broader effort to secure vital sea lanes amid rising tensions in West Asia. Earlier this week, an Indian Navy warship successfully escorted an India-flagged oil tanker from the Gulf of Oman to the country's west coast after it departed from Fujairah port in the UAE, underlining New Delhi's proactive measures to safeguard its energy lifelines and ensure the safety of its vessels in increasingly volatile waters. The escalating conflict following US and Israeli strikes on Iran has effectively choked the Strait of Hormuz, a vital global energy corridor that carries nearly 20% of the world's crude oil supply. Maritime traffic through the narrow passage has sharply declined, with oil flows dropping drastically and several vessels left stranded in high-risk waters. According to India's shipping authorities, at least 22 India-flagged vessels remain stuck west of the strait, raising serious concerns over energy security and the safety of Indian crews. As tensions intensify in West Asia, the disruption underscores the strategic vulnerability of one of the world's most critical shipping choke points.
पर्शियन गल्फ रीजन में सभी भारतीय नाविक सुरक्षित हैं और पिछले 24 घंटे में इनसे संबंधित कोई भी अदरवाइज इंसिडेंट की सूचना नहीं है। जैसा मैंने कल बताया था, स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज के वेस्ट में पर्शियन गल्फ में 24 भारतीय फ्लैग वेसल्स थे। उसमें से 2 वेसल शिवालिक और नंदा देवी, ये भारतीय इंडियन फ्लैग वेसल थे। शिवालिक और नंदा देवी ये एलपीजी कैरी करते हैं, एलपीजी कैरियर्स हैं। इन्होंने आज अर्ली मॉर्निंग, देर रात में अर्ली मॉर्निंग स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज क्रॉस किया सेफली और ये भारतवर्ष की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। इनमें करीब 92,700 मेट्रिक टन एलपीजी है और इनका अराइवल पोर्ट मुंद्रा और कांडला होगा और इनकी एक्सपेक्टेड अराइवल डेट्स 16 मार्च और 17 मार्च होंगी क्रमानुसार। तदनुसार पर्शियन गल्फ में अब 22 इंडियन फ्लैग वेसल हैं, जिसपे 611 सीफेयरर्स हैं और हम और डीजी शिपिंग मंत्रालय भी और डीजी शिपिंग भी इन सभी इंडियन फ्लैग वेसल्स की और उन फ्लैग वेसल्स पे जो भारतीय नाविक हैं उनकी क्लोजली हम सिचुएशन को मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं, शिप ओनर्स के साथ, आरपीएसएल एजेंसीज के साथ और इंडियन मिशंस के साथ। कंट्रोल रूम का रिस्पांस मैं बताना चाहूंगा। पिछले 24 घंटों में जो डीजी कॉम है, डीजी शिपिंग का जो कम्युनिकेशन सेंटर है 24/7 ऑपरेट करता है, वो नॉर्मल टाइम से भी करता है, नॉट ओनली इन दिस। उसमें पिछले 24 घंटों में 312 कॉल और 460 ईमेल प्राप्त हुई हैं, जो कि नाविकों के द्वारा, नाविक की फैमिली मेंबर्स के द्वारा या मैरीटाइम सेक्टर के जो और स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उनके द्वारा प्राप्त हुए और उनके रिस्पांस भेजे गए। इस प्रकार पिछले 15 दिनों में यदि देखें तो करीब 2,500 से ज्यादा फोन कॉल्स और करीब 5,000 ईमेल प्राप्त हुए जिनका रिस्पांस भेजा गया।
Some ships destined for India have been able to cross through the Straits of Hormuz. You would have seen that in the early hours today, and it was mentioned by my distinguished colleague, senior colleague, 2 Indian ships Shivalik and Nanda Devi crossed the Straits of Hormuz and are now headed to ports in India. Each of the ships is carrying in excess of 46,000 metric tons of LPG, cumulatively 92,700 metric tons, as was referred by my senior colleague here. Several of our ships remain in standby in the Gulf region. We propose to continue to remain in touch and coordinate with all concerned countries to ensure a safe and unimpeded transit for them in an effort to ensure our energy security. I would also like to update you with another development that happened yesterday night. Owing to the widespread flight disruptions on account of the conflict, several Iranian citizens were stranded in India. The Iranian authorities arranged a chartered flight to take back these stranded nationals, which included Iranians who were visiting India as tourists or were stationed here as diplomats. The flight took off from Kochi last night. The passengers also included the non-essential crew of IRIS Lavan, which remains docked in Kochi.
3 Indian warships are currently deployed in the Gulf of Oman, east of the Strait of Hormuz, closely monitoring the situation and ensuring the safe movement of critical fuel shipments. Under their protection, several fuel carriers have successfully begun their journey back to India. Notably, 2 India-flagged LPG carriers, Shivalik and Nanda Devi, recently reached Indian ports carrying a combined 92,712 metric tons of LPG after safely transiting the high-risk strait last week. The development highlights India's intensified naval vigilance and efforts to secure its energy lifelines amid escalating tensions in the region. The Indian Navy's presence in the Gulf of Oman is part of Operation Sankalp, a mission launched well before the current spike in regional tensions. Initiated in 2019, the operation was aimed at ensuring the safety and confidence of India-flagged vessels transiting through the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman after a series of maritime security incidents rattled key shipping routes. Since then, Indian warships have maintained a steady vigil in the region, providing reassurance and protection to commercial shipping, a role that has become even more critical amid the ongoing crisis in West Asia. The Indian Navy has so far remained tight-lipped on its expanded role in the region since the conflict erupted on February 28, even as its presence continues to grow amid rising tensions. Meanwhile, India's long-standing maritime security operations remain firmly in place. Since October 23, 2008, at least one Indian warship has been continuously deployed in the Gulf of Aden, conducting round-the-clock anti-piracy patrols to safeguard Indian seaborne trade, boost confidence among seafarers, and serve as a strong deterrent against piracy in one of the world's most vulnerable shipping corridors.